What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the Auldey's Transformers Alpha Action Elite Special Edition Shattered Glass Starscream and Shattered Glass Megatron. These were sent to me by KK Barago Car Model Store. I know it's a long name, on AliExpress. I'll put the link in the description if you're interested in picking these up. Thanks to them. They did send this to me for free, but I do like the Auldey's. I did look at the Wave 1 and Wave 2 already, and now we're looking at these specials. The difference between these and the regular is these are fully painted. They come with lots of accessories. They have some alternate faces, stuff like that. So just better paint job and better accessories on these compared to the standard ones. The price point on these are also higher. The original standard release are about $10 a figure, give or take, depending where you bought it from. The special editions range anywhere from $20 to $30. This set on the store that I got these from is, I think, $42, so about $20 each. So it depends where you buy it from, but they are about double the price of the standard with the added accessories, paint, packaging, all that, flight stand. So we'll go over all that, but let's first take a look at the figure. It is painted beautifully, 100% painted. You got that pearlescent white paint, metallic red, translucent here for the cockpit, metallic blue for the eyes, gunmetal paint here on the knees, shins, and upper chest, a little bit on the arms. On the back, you've got the more gunmetal. It's got a little piece of a cockpit on his rear. That looks good. We do get sculpted in details kind of throughout. You have Decepticon symbol in red, which for Shattered Glass makes sense. Overall, it's a very good looking version. Also a red Autobot logo on the translucent blue, if you can see that. Let's go over articulation. Head is on a ball peg and the neck is also on a ball peg. You get way back up to there, down to there, side to side, and rotates around. Tolerances on this one is a little bit tighter than the standard version just because of the paint. The paint kind of tightens things up. Shoulders will go up to there, rotate around on a ball joint. You have a butterfly joint, gets you out to there. Rotation at the bicep. Single jointed elbow, but there's a cutout on the elbow, so it gets you past 90 degrees up to there. The null rays are on a peg, so you can rotate them and you can pop them out. Hands can rotate on a peg. Coming into, actually the wings on the back are on a ball joint as well, so those can swing in and out and up and down a little bit, and they can rotate. So you can kind of position those however you like. For the waist, you have two joints, one here at the midsection, one at the lower. Combining the two, you can get it down to there. The cockpit does end up going inside. Back to there. The upper joint does have a side-to-side with that motion. You can rotate the waist. I find that the cockpit gets in the way. So if you pop this out, you'll see there's a space. Now you can rotate it. And then, let's see, can we pop this back in? Not really. You can't really get it in there. So it's a little strange that you can't get this rotated with the cockpit in there. It just kind of gets hung up right here. And you don't want to be careful with the paint. While we're here, I might as well show you, since we're already talking about the chest, you have a swap out chest piece. So it looks like this. Looks like, cog or matrix chamber, I don't know. But even with this piece, it still gets hung up. So you do want to pull it out if you want to rotate the waist around a little bit more. Coming down to the legs, Megatron's getting in the way. You have a drop-down hinge on the hips. Allows you to get the leg up to there. And back to there. Up to the side. And you can go up and down. Rotation at the hip on a butterfly and on that ball joint. So there's actually two rotations there. Single jointed knee, but the cutout allows you to get well past 90, almost a full bend due to the way it's cut out. So you can get something like that. Feet are on a ball joint, so you get side to side, forward and backward. The foot toe itself is also on its own joint, ball joint, so that rotates independently of the heel, but both the heel and the toe can move in and out. Those are on a hinge as well, so you get it up to there, down to there, side to side, rotate, pretty much anything you'd want out of those feet. Let's go over Megatron. So for Megatron, really, again, beautifully painted, fully painted. You got blue eyes, gunmetal paint for all the black parts, metallic blue here, yellow accents, red Decepticon logo, black, red, white. Lots of nice detail. Red accents on this translucent blue for the wings. I did show how the wings attach. If you prefer them without it, you can just have regular Megatron like this in this color scheme. But of course, we want the backpack. A little bit of metallic blue up here on the backpack. For articulation, head is on a double ball peg just like Starscream, so it gets back to there, down to there, side to side, and rotates around. Shoulders rotate on a ball joint, out to the side. There's a hinge there. Butterfly joint. Elbows, same thing. There's a little cutout so it gets you past 90. The null ray can be unplugged. There's no hole on this side. As far as I can tell, there's no like panel you can remove. So you can only put it on this side, but it can be rotated a little bit. But it's meant to kind of like sit in there. You can detach this. So this actually fits over the top. So you have a regular Megatron cannon underneath. It's just covered and hidden by this this blue piece. That's kind of a cool way to do it because you only have to have one mold. Coming down to the waist, same thing, single ab crunch up here, but you get a really far motion on that. All the way down to there. Side to side on that same joint. You have a rotation here. Gets you around. That works pretty well. Leg, same thing, drop down hinge, kick up to there, back to there, out to the side, rotation at the thigh. Single jointed knee with a cutout, so it gets you past 90. Ankle tilt, same thing for the feet, so it's on a hinge and a ball joint. Same movement as the Starscream. For the accessories, they both come with a ton of alternate hands. I'm not going to go over all of them. I'll just show you a couple, and then I'm going to kind of skip the rest. But we get these open expressive hands, which I think actually look pretty good. Especially for a seeker. You know, you have him like doing that. We also get a set of pointing hands, and you get 2 of each of these. So he can be leading or pointing at the Autobots or whatever. So you can do that. And then we get a ton. Well, actually, first of all, we get a gripping hand. So if you want him to hold the guns like an actual gun, you can do that. Although I find that to be silly, but you do have that option. It's an angled hand, it's angled downward just a bit. You can also use that hand with the sword. So you get these. This will fit into his hand. And of course you get 2 of those. So we can have, again, the angle hand just angles down a little bit. So you can have this look. If you prefer, you can combine them into one. So we can take these and plug them together. And now we have just the one handle down there. And you can have this bigger sword, which I think looks pretty cool. So you have that option. We also get, I already showed the alternate chest piece there. That looks really nice. We also get these Armada style guns. It has a wing tip plugged into it. And these will go where you have the null rays. I already took the null ray out, but... And I think, I'm not 100% sure, I think this is trying to give you the Armada look. Not Armada, Cybertron. the Cybertron Starscream look. So if you want that, you can do that. So lots of options here for display on this guy. We also get a bunch of alternate faces. So to swap the face, you're going to lift up on the neck, pull forward on the front of the head, and then push back on the face. I will say that paint does kind of, you know, make things tight. But slide the face back. Then we can swap in a new face. And honestly, it's a little tricky to get it in here. There we go. And you get this goofy, big smile face. And then you get this grimacing, kind of concerned look. I actually like this one the best. I just think it looks like he's upset. So, nice options there on the face. We also get the flight stand, which comes like this. It's got that really nice shiny Decepticon logo in metallic red and silver. You have 3 points of articulation. It can rotate here, and rotate here. Simple stand. It just plugs in right here on the back. And you can kind of get him into a jumping pose or a flight pose or whatever you need to do. Good looking stand. By the way, I didn't mention we get 3 sets of clawing hands on runners. I have no idea why there's so many of them. I didn't even take them off the runner because I don't find any use for them, but 3 slightly different clawing hands for display as well. All right, now we'll take a look at the accessories for Megatron. And as far as the hands, he basically gets the same things. You get the open gripping hands here, which is useful, so I'm going to put one of those in there. We also get the open expressive hands. I mean, these are done in black instead of the pearlescent white. And they just snap in. So you can have that look. And that gripping hand, we also get a pointing hand. I'm not going to put them on. It's the same ones that we got with the Starscream, but done in black. We also get this sword with a metallic blue on the center, black plastic on the outside. Really good looking sword, nicely sculpted. You can hold that with the gripping hand. Just be careful, it's a really tight fit, but that looks really good. There's that sword. And of course you get his shield, which is the front of his jet mode. This can be mounted right here on the arm. There's actually 2 pegs. There's one in the front, one in the back. I've just put it in the back here. And now you have that look. That looks pretty good. For the wings, you can move these, so if you don't like them there, and I forgot to mention, you can rotate these and swing them in and out, but if you prefer, you can have them out here. And I'm not sure if, you know, this is the preferred location. I don't think it is. I think it's too far out, but you can have that look if you want. Just take the sword out of here. So if you want the kind of closer up wings, you can put it over here, or you can have it out here. I do find this hole is a little bit harder to get it mounted. It's much easier to put it in here. And then we also get alternate faces for this guy. Same method of removal, just lift up the neck, pull forward on the face. This one's a little bit easier because you don't have to remove the front of the head. And then pop on the new face. And we get this, again, maniacal yelling face. There's a more concerned, grimacing face. And there's a more angry, teeth-gritting face. I kind of like this one, so I'll leave that one on there. He also comes with a bunch of these hands. I'm not going to remove them. 3 sets of the clawing hands, which I showed you with Starscream, as well as those tilted gripping hands, which work well with a sword, but not going to use it. We can take this flight stand. Comes with, again, done in black with metallic red and silver. That'll plug in right here, right between the wings. So I'm glad they got that out. And same kind of thing as a Starscream. You can pose it, you can get into a flight pose. So final recommendations on the Auldey's Transformers AAE-S Shattered Glass Starscream and Megatron. I think these are pretty cool. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. I'll recommend it. Overall, the look and the paint scheme on these guys is pretty phenomenal. They also have pretty good accessories. Fun to pose, fun to mess with, good articulation. I'd say if anything's missing, because these are about twice as much as the standard, the price point demands, something more. And really, they're just throwing in the extra hands are kind of irritating to me. Like, these don't do anything for me. The other accessories, though, I think are great, especially, the added swords, the guns, alternate faces, all of those things do add for me. It's just the hands specifically feel like waste. So I think they could just not include those and bring the price point down maybe a couple bucks. But other than that, I do recommend them if you're interested in like Action Master style Transformers that you want to pose and mess with, despots, then these are pretty good. If you're interested, you can pick this up from the link in the description to the AliExpress store, KK Barago. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.